Welcome in to another stitch tutorial. Today's stitch, I honestly don't know what it's called, so if you do, please let me know down in the comments below. Now, we are going to start with our, our slip knot. And you can chain however many you need. I'm going to do 14 because we don't need much more than that for a sample. This makes a lovely thick fabric, close knit, close crochet, and quite warm as well, and lovely texture, and all of it without being a yarn eater. So we're yarning over, and then 1 2/3 from the hook we are going in for a half double crochet. Yes, I do use American terms. Yarn over, and the next one a half double crochet, and all the way to the end with half double crochets. Now this is a two row repeat. Pattern is double-sided, and it might take a little bit of getting used to. I would say it was just above beginner. If you can do half double crochets, you should be okay. So take them all the way to the end, and on the end of every single row that you do, you are going to chain 2. 1, 2, and turn. And now we start our pattern. So before we begin, you need to understand parts of the stitch. So ordinarily we would go into the top and you'd have a V on your hook. You may well go into the front loop. You may well go into the back loop. You might even go into the third loop. Okay. So your hook is your friend with this stitch. It really is. So what we're going to do is, with our very first stitch, we're going into the back loop only for a half double crochet. Like so. In the next stitch, we're going into the third loop. So it's literally just this one. It sits underneath where you'd usually go in, but you're literally going under it, yarn over, pull through, and finish the half double crochet. So again, the next one along, we're going into the back loop only. Yarn over, pull through. In the next, we're going into the third loop. So yarn over, go under. You're only catching that one. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, finish that half double crochet. And you'll start seeing that we have the indent at the front, indent at the front, etc., because we are literally going to be alternating all the way along. Now when you turn over, we're not going into this back loop because this stitch has been already worked. So you must go into the next. Make sure you don't go into the same one that you've already done. back loop, but let's do that as a half double crochet rather than a single. Back loop only, and then the front again. And remember, it's not going into the post, you're going into that third loop just here at the front. It always faces you. Yarn over, pull through. So back to back, back loop, do the half double, going into the front, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3, back loop, etc, etc, all the way to the end of the row. And when you get to the end, wherever you may be, if you're like me and you've got a front to go, then you literally go in the front. So if I was going in the full stitch is there, there's the V, but I'm not, so I need that loop just there. So pick it up with your hook and go under. If you are doing a back right now, then there's your V, you literally take the back. Whatever you do on this row, it will be the opposite on the next row above. So for now I'm doing the front, and that's how this row is ending. I'm going to chain 2 and turn. Now we do the opposite of whatever's below. So the first one here is behind. So what we want to do is go into the one in front. This one is in front, so we want to go behind. So literally the opposite. So again, this one's behind, so we're going into that front loop. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through for the half double. This one is facing forwards, it's facing towards you. Yarn over, and you're going into the back loop only. Oops. This one's behind, so we need to go into the front. So yarn over, into the third loop, right at the front, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. This one is at the front, so we're going to yarn over and go back loop, front loop, back loop, all the way to the end. Just keep alternating. If you ever put your work down, you come back to it again, look at where you are. So I've just gone behind because the stitch below is in front. This stitch is at the back, so that means I'm doing my next stitch at the front. So you literally do the opposite of whatever is below. And then when you get to the end, you do the opposite of what you did before. So there's the back. Oop, bit of fluff. That's the front, and now we're going in the back. we go. And that's your 2-row repeat. So if I just go through this a little bit quicker. So this one's in front, so I'm going behind. This one's behind, so I'm going in front. And if you can see in the background, lots of hanky markers, as well as other stitch markers, which can be found on my Etsy store, which is linked down below in the description between the blue hearts. And as of last weekend, Halloween markers have started to be added. More Halloween markers will be added this coming weekend, so keep your eyes peeled. Or maybe not, because that could be painful. Anywho, so I've just gone behind, so my next one is in front to end the row. Okay. Chain 2 always on the end, and I'll do 1 more row. So that one's behind, so I'm going in front. Next one is in front, so I'm going behind. If you do find that your stitches are a little tight, you have the perfect tool in your hands to grab the loops that you need. You've got your grappling hook, as it were. If you need to get into that front one, use your hook, pull it out a little bit, then yarn over and go under. Same with the back. Can't quite get there? Well, use your hook, bring it out a little bit, and then finish your stitch. One last stitch, back loop, and there we go. So let's get a hanky marker on there. And there it is. So I'm calling it twisted rib stitch because it is ribbed backwards and forwards. You can stretch it out, but as it is, it's a nice thick fabric, nicely textured. It's the same on both sides. Would make a wonderful top, scarf, heck, absolutely anything, let's face it. Your imagination. Anyway, maybe you'll give it a go. Maybe you'll let me know what it's called down below. Hopefully I will see you next time if you are subscribed, which is down below. Any super thanks that come in go onto the super wheel, which will be spun this coming Friday at the end of Friday's live. And if you've got your notifications on, maybe I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.